Hey guys, I'm back. Welcome to tonight's late night agenda. Apologies, I'm a few minutes late, but I had a little bit of running around to do at the end, a little bit of technical work to do. But I'm back now to react to Liverpool's Champions League draw. The Reds will, of course, be facing Bayern Munich. The first leg will be at Anfield, the second leg will be at Dortmund. We'll go through that, we'll go through the rest of the Champions League draw. A few more bits and pieces as well to go through. I see people are in the chat already. How are you, Rod, Andre, Jose, Claire, Tony? How are we all doing tonight? I'm absolutely fine. Thank you for asking, guys. Please, Craig, please with that draw. It's exactly what you wanted. I called it. I absolutely called the Champions League draw. I said it yesterday on the stream. I think I might have even said it on the day before. I had a feeling we were getting a German club, whether that was going to be Dortmund or Bayern Munich. I'm quite happy with that draw personally. How are you all feeling about it though? It's one thing me giving you my opinions and I will as the stream goes on, but this is your show. The Late Night Agenda is your show. I'm only interested in what you guys have to say. Respect to Mark, he done well, said Scotty. And look, it was great to have Mark on. He's a man of his word. It wouldn't have been easy. I just said to Connor a few minutes ago, if that had been the other way around, I'd have been bricking it going on because one, you're going to be in a bad mood, aren't you, about the way your team played and the fact that you lost. So to come on, fair play to him. I appreciate his time. I know he's a busy lad and he's a man of his word and he came on. And look, the chat was nice as well. So thank you to everybody involved. Apologies we didn't get to get into the chat for questions or anything, but as you can expect, he's a really busy lad. He's got his own channel to look after as well, and of course he's got a life to live, so I appreciate his time. How are we? Tommy's in, October's in. The draw banter has already started in my house. Oh, October, remember we had this chat yesterday and I said to you it was going to be Dortmund and you said there's going to be murder in your house if the draw comes out when it's Dortmund. Well look, we'll go through the draw. I have the fixtures here in front of me, so of course United were drawn against Paris Saint-Germain, which will be a very interesting game. We know PSG are a bunch of shit houses. We've seen that over 2 games ourselves. Roma against Porto, Tottenham Hotspur against Borussia Dortmund, Ajax against Real Madrid, Lyon Barcelona, Liverpool Bayern Munich, Schalke City and Atletico Juventus. So there's a couple of really interesting games there. Of course, first leg will be at Anfield. I'm just making sure I have the dates correct here. On Tuesday, February 19th, with the second leg at the Allianz Arena on Wednesday, March the 13th. So lots to go through, lots of good games there to talk about. Mark looked pissed off. Do you blame him though, Tony, to be fair? I don't think he was pissed off coming on. I think, if you were a United fan right now, you'd probably be pissed off as well. I know I would be. There's not much for them to look forward to at this moment in time. And we've been here. Remember what it was like under Roy Hodgson at Liverpool? You didn't even look forward to the game sometimes. The game time should be your favourite part of the week, and when your club's in the shitter and things aren't going well, then unfortunately, he might not be in a good mood. But look, I appreciate him coming on. It mustn't have been easy for him to do it, and it was very nice for him to do so. We're unbeaten in the last 8 matches against German opposition, said Nelson. Thank you for that stat, pal. I did not know that. Luke said, be a tough game. If we're playing them now, we'd run through them, but February's a long time away and they're a quality team. Hopefully they'll still be shit. You're right, Luke. February is a very long time away. It's a transfer window away. I'm not sure what the rules are about signing players. I know and their eligibility then for the next round of the Champions League or what the cut-off date is. But you're right, it is a long time away. Bayern Munich haven't had the greatest start of the season. Borussia Dortmund obviously top of the Bundesliga at the moment, but they are a quality side. The second leg, being at the Allianz Arena, is going to make it rather difficult. But you know what, I have to say, I fancy Liverpool. I said it before the draw. If I had to avoid anybody, I would have wanted to avoid Juventus and Barcelona. But other than that, I fancy Liverpool to go through against most sides. I was watching something on BAYERN Sports. There's the clip that's doing the rounds on Twitter or social media, and I'm sure you guys have probably seen it. And it was the host of BAYERN Sports, or the guy who was interviewing for BAYERN Sports. And he was saying that none of the Spanish clubs wanted Liverpool. That the number one objective was to avoid Liverpool in the Champions League draw. And that's a massive, massive compliment for our club. That Real Madrid, Barcelona, none of them, Atletico, none of them wanted to play Liverpool in the next round of the Champions League. Obviously, from our point of view, we didn't really fear anybody. We respect clubs, we respect Bayern Munich, and look, nobody's saying this is going to be 2 easy games, far from it. Bayern Munich are a quality side. They're a club that's run the right way. They're a club with great tradition. I'm sure both legs will be, fantastic. And it's a long time away though, that's the thing. We said it after the game against Napoli that it's good to get through now. It gives us a chance to go and concentrate on the Premier League. But December now, February, March, it is a long time away. Congrats on 6k, Craig. What a month. Have we hit it? Have we finally actually hit it? When we came on, before we started the stream, we were on 5999, and I said to Connor, fuck this, 5999, just one away. Bring on those canned sausages, said Rod. What a good draw for us with the first leg at home. VVD suspended, said Tommy Wummy. Tommy Wummy, I love the way you've changed your name, pal. Craig Louise has broken into the quality street for Christmas already, Steve. And do you know what, mate? Give her special permission. We did beat the Manx yesterday. We are drawn against Bayern Munich. Let her have the quality street, buddy. Let her work away on them. I'm sure she deserves them. Being honest, I wanted to avoid Liverpool, said Roberto. And Roberto, mate, how do you see this draw? I have to say, that is a tough draw for both Atletico and Juventus. You being a Juventus fan, mate, it's a tough draw. That's going to be a real battle of attrition. And it has 0-0. As Connor said to me earlier on, it has 0-0 in both legs. Penalty shootout wrote all over that tie. Dirty Girl, how are you? Great to have you on the stream as well. Lars is in. Lars, how are you, sir? Craig, my main account Agonito has been banned by your mods for nothing. Can you unban it, please? Can somebody tell me what's going on there? Coney? I'll have to look into it, mate, just so I can figure out what the hell is going on. You're on this account for the stream, so at least you're in the chat. So can you just bear with me and I'll look into it. Obviously, when I was having the chat with Mark, I didn't have a chance to read through the chat. So I will look into it, pal, and I'll get back to you on it. So thank you. But at least you're in the stream anyway on that account at the moment. Logan said, I think it's fixed in Manchester City's favour. They always get shy teams. To be fair, Logan, they did win the group. So Manchester City did, in theory, get an easier draw. They deserved that right by winning the group. And let's be fair here. If we had won our group, we'd have probably got an easier draw as well. But it is what it is. They still, if you want to win this competition, you have to go through and beat the best eventually. They'll have to come up against whether it be Liverpool, Real Madrid, Barcelona, whoever it is in the last 8, the last 4. So look, if you win it, you win it. Sometimes you get an easier draw. Sometimes you've earned that draw from being top of your group. Love to get over to Anfield. It's getting a ticket and travelling from Ireland is the problem. Ronnie, on that, and I just want to take a minute to talk about this. It wasn't even on my agenda for tonight's show. But Ronnie has mentioned it there. The Champions League draw was made today. And as soon as it's made and any of these new draws are made, I get an email from a travel company. Somebody I've used in the past. And I'm not going to use any names on the stream because I don't think that's fair. But I get an email with the immediate prices. So this particular travel company, do you know how much it is? I'll give you guys a guess. So for a match ticket and a hotel for the Bayern Munich game in Liverpool now. Just in Liverpool. So for a match ticket and a hotel room. Absolutely no travel included in this whatsoever. What price do you think it is from Ireland to go over to that? And bear in mind, as I said, no travel included. So this will include me paying for my own flights and stuff. I want to know what you think this travel agency is charging for a match ticket and a hotel room. Paul, you pretty much nailed it there with the first one in the chat. You've got it straight on. There's no point me even going on. He's got it right. They're charging €650. 650 fucking euro for a match ticket and a hotel room. The hotel room probably costs about 150 quid being generous. Split 2 ways is 75 quid because you're sharing a hotel room. And the match ticket's about, say, €70 max. So they're doing you for about 500 quid markup on that. And of course, any business has to make a markup. But €650 for a match ticket and a hotel room with no travel whatsoever. It's absolutely disgusting that this is allowed to happen. I've been with this travel company before. I've used them before. When Liverpool weren't doing well, you used to get these trips over for the Europa League matches or for league matches, and I've got them for as low as €200. And now all of a sudden when things are going well, and this is only the last 16 in the Champions League, guys. This isn't a quarter-final, a semi-final. €650. There's another package where you can go on a day trip, which means you get a coach, a boat, you go to the game, you turn around, you come straight back on the coach, on the boat again and back over, and it takes about 24 hours in total. And that's the same price. There's no hotel included in that one. All you get is the boat and the match ticket and the coach. €650. It's a disgrace, an absolutely disgrace. How the fuck can they get away with that? How can they get away with it? It's mad. Anyway, rant over. Apologies. This type of shit just drives me mental. Because there's people all around the world looking for match tickets. Absolutely. And these are authorised sellers, by the way. These aren't just cowboys. This is an authorised travel agent that has an allocation from the club for these games. It's fucking crazy. Absolutely crazy. To put this into context, and I looked this up today to make sure I had it right, because I thought I might have been. I can get, just for me now, I can get to Orlando for a week a week for €629. So I could spend less going to Orlando for a week than it would just for a hotel room and a match ticket for that game with this travel company. Absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Jace has popped in. Jace, how are you, sir? Jace Roberts, great to have you in, buddy. Haven't spoken to you in a while. Hope you're keeping well. Ray Heffernan is in as well. Bayern will be a very difficult game. They'll have to be very good to put us out, as you said, mate. You're right. I'm not paying it. Absolutely no way am I paying it, Scotty. No way would I give them that much money. I'd rather burn the money, pal, than give it to them. I'd rather give it to charity than give it to them. It's disgraceful. There's no way I'm handing over €650 for a match ticket in a hotel room. It's just not happening. There's places for robbers like that. It's called jail. Does Jurgen take you home for dinner afterwards for that price? Luke, you're right, mate. You'd expect something, wouldn't you? For that money, you'd expect something. You'd expect a massage and a happy ending or something. It's crazy money altogether. Matt Craig, guess we have to do it to be called armchair fans. Well, Ronnie, that's it. I've said many times on the streams, I've never been able to go to a game and pay face value. Actually, once. Sorry, I'm lying. Once somebody got me a ticket and I paid face value. Other than that, I've had to pay over the odds and I've accepted that. But there's no way that I could bring my family, well, me, one part of my family, to Orlando for a week for that. There's no way I'm paying it. They can go. I'd rather fucking burn the money. Liam said it's a joke, mate. It is a joke. It's shit. But look, anyway, we'll talk about happier stuff. I just thought I'd bring that up because somebody mentioned about it earlier on. I just get to Anfield and a cop cost me £500 last game of the season versus Brighton. Have to say it was worth it. Do you know what, Darren? I disagree, pal. And look, I'm not saying your trip wasn't great. I'm sure you enjoyed every minute of it, pal, and it's brilliant that you got to go there. But can I ask, buddy, if that £500, what you got for your £500? If you don't mind me asking, Darren, you don't have to answer, of course, if you don't want to. Did that include travel, 2 nights hotel, corporate tickets, perhaps, anything like that, buddy? Again, you don't have to answer. I'm just interested to see. Craig, I've no Twitter account, so that's not me on Twitter, said Lars. Why don't you name names if you're that disgusted about it, Craig? Because I don't want to publicise it, mate. I don't want to give them... Actually, do you know what? Fuck it, I'll name names. Then why not? I mean, it is a fact at the end of the day. I'm not making this up. Let me just get the email up. Right, so the company that are doing the trip for €649 are called Marathon Sports Travel. So I received an email today, and just to show on screen... I better take out the company's name of the shop, but look, there you go. There's the email that I received, and I'll show it here just so I can put it up so everybody can see that I'm not making this up. There's the price. Day trip, €649. Ticket and 1 night stay, $649 per person sharing. So there you go. I'm not making it up. That's the fact. It's ridiculous. Marathon Sports Travel, absolute robbery. Absolute robbery. But anyway, we'll push on. I just wanted to prove that I wasn't making it up. I just wanted to prove because somebody said, why don't you name names? I ain't a coward. I certainly call people out and stand over it, but I didn't want to use their name because I didn't want to give them the publicity. But we did in the end, and there we are. On happier news, so Jay said, super busy at the moment. It's been a while, keeping well. Hope you are too. I'm doing very well, thank you, Jace. Very well indeed. I hope the family are well. I've seen a few pictures, mate, on Twitter. I've been keeping an eye out. Great to see you seem to be doing well, buddy, and at this time of the year I wish you nothing but the best. Hope the family and the kids in particular have a wonderful Christmas, pal. I've missed you on here. It doesn't seem the same without you on, buddy, so hopefully you free up a bit of time when we see you on here again soon. At least Dick Turpin wore a mask, said Christopher. Craig, I put a message up in the chat. He was banned because he was disrespectful to the mods and he's delusional. Again, I appreciate it, and look, I've seen Brian remove him again, so I'm sure wherever he was removed, it was done because you guys deemed it necessary, and I trust you. I trust their mods in here. Sometimes things are done accidentally, but, you know, Brian, I trust you, mate, so if you said he needs to be removed, then he needs to be removed. Craig, what's this? On the Beat Lounge and Hospitality, they want £700 for it. Jesus Christ. October said, I paid all I did for my ticket because I figured it was my only shot at ever going to Anfield, but for people who are closer or the people who can scrape the cash together to get there, criminal. It isn't great. But look, we'll move on from that anyway. I don't want this stream to be just a horrible stream that moans about this. I've a little bit more bad news. This isn't really... Is it bad news? I don't know, but it's news. So we all know that Trent Alexander-Arnold was up for the UEFA Golden Boy Award. Well, unfortunately he hasn't won the award. The award was won by Matthias de Ligt, a very talented centre-back from Ajax, linked to a host of top European clubs. Somebody I know a lot of Liverpool fans wish that we'd signed. Somebody who I believe will end up at Barcelona for a world record fee. And yeah, he's the first ever defender to win that award. So congratulations to Matthias de Ligt on winning the UEFA Golden Boy Award. There was some stiff competition there for Trent, but just having Trent involved, having him up there, shows the calibre of footballer that he is. So congratulations to Matthias, congratulations to Trent and everybody else who was nominated for the Golden Boy Award. You know, what can you say? You have to be grateful in these things and say well done to the winner. Connor said, evening all, I spoke to Mark for about 10 seconds and basically he thinks they're best mates now. So there you go. Connor's delighted with himself. His bucket list has been ticked off. He spoke to Mark Goldbridge, check. He's met James Pearce, check. And he got banned today by True Geordie. Connor got his ass blocked by True Geordie today. And Connor likes True Geordie. So there you go. Madness altogether. Craig, there were people giving Mark abuse, so they got booted out. And proper order. I often ask when people come into our chat from other clubs, I ask that they respect their fans. And when we bring somebody in from an opposition club like Mr. Goldbridge, or if we bring in somebody from Toffee TV, or if we bring in anybody else, I would like them to be treated with the same respect. So thank you. And I agree. If anybody was being disrespectful, past banter sound. I mean, Mark would expect banter, but anything disrespectful, and you're right to boot them out because it has to work both ways. Jack, I'm not going to Anfield for that, mate. I'm not paying that money. There's no way I'm paying 650 quid to go over there. Not a chance. I'd rather just go and sit outside the stadium just to be in the city than go there and pay that money. Luke, I'm very well, mate. How are you? Thank you for having a drop in. I don't even know what I'm trying to say, buddy. Thank you for popping in. De Ligt and Van Dijk would be an awesome partnership, said Carrie. It really would. And guys, look, as you see, we've just about hit 6,000 subscribers, so thank you so much. If you're watching for the first time, please do hit that subscribe button. And of course, drop a like on the stream as well. All our content on here is free. We do nightly streams, watch-alongs of all the games. Unless, of course, somebody bans us like they did yesterday, which was a nightmare. But we do nightly watch-alongs, or nightly watch-alongs, we do watch-alongs, nightly streams. All our content's 100% free. We'll have a new podcast coming in the new year as well. Again, that'll be completely free. So if you are watching, you haven't subscribed, hit that button now, and of course, drop a like on the stream. Put them sausages in hot water. Evening Craig, evening Mod. Sean Lunt is in. Sean, how are you, sir? And thank you for the super chat earlier on, Sean. I was a little bit confused because I seen the super chat pop up on the screen, and I said, "Hang on, there's no comment here. Have I missed something?" So I was scurrying around, and I was still talking to Mark at the same time, and I was scurrying around trying to find out if there was a comment because I wanted to read out your comment if you'd put it in. So there wasn't one, so it was okay in the end. But thank you for that, Sean. The super chats still catch me out, by the way. It's still getting used to seeing these pop up on the screen. Trent will leave in a few years anyway when Barca come calling. No, he won't. There's not a fucking chance he's going to leave, my friend. Trent Alexander-Arnold will be at Liverpool for many, many, many years to come. And anybody who thinks he's leaving is deluded, to say the least. Told you, Craig, you're the golden boy, said Stephen. Thank you, mate. Very kind, mate. Hope your family are well too. Sorry, between work and illness I've been getting early nights, so make sure I'm here more often. Miss being on here. Jace, mate, look, you never have to apologise, pal. I understand how busy people's lives are. And look, I hope you're well now. I hope whatever it is that's been keeping you in bed or making you unwell, I hope you're working on it. I hope it's a little bit better. But look, Christmas is just around the corner. I want to give a shout out as well to somebody who done me an amazing image today on Twitter. I'm so proud of this, and I want to get the lady's name right because I hate calling out accounts and calling out the wrong name. So there it is. So the account that made this brilliant picture for me is at Murs and Salah. So Murs like Ollie Murs, M-U-R-S, and Salah. So if you give her a follow, please, on Twitter if you're on there, you'll see the amazing work that she does. I'll show you the image that she made. I'll hold it up to the screen. I'm so proud of this image. It's amazing. I suppose you call it pop art, if that's the right thing. So I'm going to hold it up here now. And you can see there, she made me that image today. I think it's brilliant. I really, really like it. So thank you so much to the lady that made that, at Murs and Salah on Twitter. Please do go and give her a follow. She does great work, and I'm so happy with that image. So thank you so much for that one. Bayern Munich won't be relishing playing us, said Paul. They really won't, mate. They absolutely won't be relishing playing us. Nobody wants to play us because we're the fucking Reds and we're flying. And as I said earlier on, beIN Sport had a little segment where they were talking about the fact that no Spanish club wanted to join or play Liverpool. Whereas Goldbridge, I thought he was meant to be on today. You must have missed the stream, buddy. We did a stream at 9:45 till about 10 past 10. And Mark Goldbridge was on that one. It'll be listed in our videos if you just want to go and have a look. You missed it, I'm afraid. Mark Goldbridge and Gary Neville, the only United fans worth listening to, said Jason. Do you know what? You've probably nailed it there. Gary Neville's good as well. I do like listening to Gary Neville. And look, we all know, we all have a bit of fun at times, we all banter. But having spoke to Mark behind the scenes and having spoke to him, on a personal level, all I can say is he's a very honest fella. And I never thought I'd say that. I've got to be honest. You've heard me say before that I thought that some of the stuff he did was just for show. But he seems like a very down-to-earth, honest fella. So it's been an eye-opener for me. It's been a pleasure to chat to him. I appreciate him bringing me on his show. I appreciate him coming on here, of course. And look, you live and learn in life. So there you go. Always willing to hold my hands up if I get something wrong. Always willing to say that I've judged somebody incorrectly. I won't say that about DT though. I'm never going to say that about DT because I stand strong and firm on my views about that lad. Even though I don't know him, everything I've seen of him just makes me hate him. Everything, and I mean everything. I'm yet to see anything that I've seen about that lad that makes me think he's anything but a spa. Spa's the right word. Can we use spa these days? It's a very Irish word. I don't know if we're allowed to use that anymore. 6k, a few people saying congratulations on 6k. Thank you. It's thank you. It means a lot. Our little account is flying along. They've got 5,000, now 6,000, and we're looking ahead towards 7,000, and then of course the big 10,000. There's something I wanted to ask you. Myself and Connor wanted to get your opinion on it because it's your account. This is your channel. Will we put a live subscriber count up? What do you think? Do you think it's something we should do? Should we have a live subscriber count up so we can see the numbers going up or down or whichever way they go? It's something that I'd always said no to because I thought we were so small and I thought our numbers were so tiny that it wasn't really worth it. But do you know what? 6k is something to be proud of. So if you guys think we should do it, then it's very simple for us to do. We will of course put a live count up. It's up to you. It's your channel. Hakeem Ziyech propaganda incoming, said Ferno. Kevlar said congratulations on 6,000, nearly creeping up to 3k followers on Instagram. And Kev has put the link in there to the Anfield Agenda Instagram account. If anybody wants to follow, it is of course just Anfield Agenda or at Anfield Agenda on Instagram. Kev is taking care of that account and doing a fantastic job, so thank you for that one, Kev. Looking forward to knocking Bayern out of the Champions League, said AS Empire, as am I, pal. And I believe we'll do it as well. I'm fully believe that we're going to beat Bayern Munich over two legs, without disrespecting, because I think Bayern Munich are a fantastic club, steeped in tradition, a club that's always worked within its means, a club that's always looked after its fans, never overcharged for tickets. There's so many things to admire about Bayern Munich as a football club, and so many things that we should rightly admire about Bayern Munich, and respect should of course be shown towards them. But I have to say, I back this Liverpool team. I think we're something special. We'll see where we are with injuries and stuff come February, and we know that Virgil van Dijk won't be available for the first leg, but it's exciting times, guys, isn't it? I mean, we could be sitting here now talking about the Europa League draw. We could be sitting here after that Milik equaliser in the last moment that would have sent us out. So bear that in mind if you're going to have a little dig at Alisson. Just always keep that in mind that he did save our asses in that one. Think we need a backup for Robbo in the January window, said Yassar. I definitely think we need a utility fullback, mate. I'm with you on that. I don't know about it coming in January. And Kleiny had a great game. I mean, I'm so surprised at how well Nathaniel Klein played for coming back in after a long time out. So he deserves massive credit for that performance against Manchester United yesterday. As do the entire team, to be fair. They were brilliant. Trent will stay. Of course he's going to stay. Anyone who thinks Trent's leaving is fucking deluded. Absolutely deluded. Why would he stay? He grew up. He's a Liverpool lad. He grew up near the training ground. He's an absolute stonewall scouser. If anything, he's going to go on and captain the club someday. Never mind leaving. He's going to be a legend by the time he finishes his career at Liverpool. What formation is our best? A 4-3-3 or a 4-2-2-2? Or I suppose the other one is a 4-2-2. What is the fucking... No, what is the other formation? 4-2-3-1, sorry. I get confused sometimes because somebody put a formation up yesterday and there was 11 in it without the keeper. I don't know, Carrie, and I think maybe it depends on who we play against. I'm a fan of the 4-3-3 in general, but you have to have the players to play the system. And if you're playing a 4-3-3, you need at least one defensive midfielder, somebody who can go back and forwards, and then somebody who's a little bit more forward leaning, but will give cover to the full backs as well. So it's a system based on who's available, I suppose, and the manager usually gets it right. I might get a Shaqiri 23 shirt, said Lee. Why not, mate? Why not? He's doing bits, isn't he? 13.5 million. Cannot complain about him for that money. This is probably the best time to be drawn against Munich. Won't be surprised if they go all the way. Wasn't Bayern subreddit earlier on after the draw and they were having a small meltdown. Good. It's good to see that other clubs fear Liverpool or that other clubs are worried by Liverpool. It's a sign of respect. Phil Jones worth 222 billion, said Roberto. Bayern fans are pissed at the club recently. I'll DM you about it all later. Give you the Bayerish drama. Thank you, October. I look forward to reading that. Jason Russell said DT is a complete nonce. Look at his stupid vlog from the weekend just gone. All the squealing when Arsenal score and grunting and moaning when they concede. He's a failure at life. I can't talk about celebrating goals, mate. Have you seen the state of me celebrating Liverpool scoring? So I can't talk about how anybody else celebrates a goal because, you know, I squeak and scream and jump up and down and there's man boobs flying all over the place. So I can slag people for a lot of things, but I have to be careful about that one because I'm not too great at it myself. Subscribing means nothing, Rod said. Watching is everything, which is true. And I love coming on and seeing people every night, the same people coming in. I love welcoming new people as well. Goldbridge has a sub counter. Most YouTube accounts do, to be fair. I think most YouTube accounts do have one. I think Daz had one as well, and On The Bench LFC and a few others. It's a good, simple thing to have, and it does remind people to subscribe as well, or unsubscribe as the case may be. Jadon Sancho or Pulisic, if you had an option to get one, which one? You probably don't want my answer, Carrie, on that one, because my answer was going to be Christian Pulisic. See what I did there, Connor? I said Pulisic and then switched to the Pulisic just to annoy you, pal. Yeah, Pulisic for me is the answer, Carrie. But I know most people in the chat will probably say Sancho. But I'm almost, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't even think of the word I'm looking for. I'm blinded by Christian Pulisic at this moment in time. I've always felt he's going to be a Liverpool player. There's something about him to me. It always just screams that he's going to end up at our club. But they're both very good footballers. You're not alone in your opinions about DT. He was a mere catchphrase in his fan cams. Offers no insight about the game. He's a bully as far as I'm concerned, mate. That's what I don't like about him. I don't care what his opinions are about his football club. That's his own business. But when I see him making videos slagging off people, slagging off kids, and slagging off their parents' incomes, and calling people nonsense and stuff like that, trying to give it the Billy Big Bollocks, stuff like that pisses me off, and I don't have time for bullies. And DT would want to just get on with his fucking life and stop picking on kids. I mean, there's plenty of us around that are happy to sort DT. I said before, I know the whole charity boxing thing is done and dusted and that's gone, but nothing would have given me greater pleasure than to jump in a boxing ring for charity and knock his stupid fucking arse around the boxing ring for 3 minutes, for 3 rounds of 3 minutes, or whatever the case might be. Look, I'm completely unfit, I'm completely out of shape, but I would tell you what, the pleasure I'd have training and jumping in a boxing ring just to shut him up, because I hate seeing people disrespected. I hate seeing kids bullied and disrespected, and to me that's all that fella is. He's just one giant fucking bully, and I believe that when he's put up to him, he'll run like the coward that I believe he is. And look, I don't know the guy. As I said, I don't know him personally. It could all be an act. It could just be something to give him a bit of profile on his channel or on YouTube or whatever it is, and that's up to him. But there's a line that you don't cross. You guys have seen in our stream, when I know that we've got kids or young people in the stream, I go out of my way to make sure that they're not bullied, that they're looked after, and that they're treated respectfully, because they're fucking children at the end of the day. We have a platform on YouTube, and he has a much bigger platform than I do, or probably will ever have. But we have a platform and we have a chance to do some good. And look, I use bad language, I use lots of it, but I always try and be respectful and helpful and thoughtful of other people. Him, I think it's all about him. I think it's all about making himself look like this fucking... He looks like a wannabe rude boy, to me. He's 39 years of age, I believe. He's 2 years older than me, and he's going around acting like he's fucking 16. I just don't like him. I've got to be honest, I just do not like the guy. And there's very few people in this world that I really don't like. I'm usually quite an open, honest, calm person, but this lad just pushes my buttons. And I've no time for bullies. I fucking hate bullies. Fabinho's one of the best DMs in the world, and now he's showing it. I always knew he'd come good, said Ferno. Phil Jones and co relish in playing against Neymar, Cavani and Mbappe. There's going to be... You throw in Ander Herrera and Young into that mix, and you've just got a battle of shithouses. It's going to be interesting to see. I mean, my money will be going on a red card in that game. That's the only thing I'd be sure of. Sometime over the course of the 2 legs, there's going to be a red card there. What else have we got? Dad asked son, what do you want for Christmas? He said a dragon. He said, no, be realistic. Okay, Man United to win the league, Dad. Alright, what colour do you want your dragon to be? Love it. What do you think of the draw, mate? I'm happy with it. Can see us getting the job done. Did you manage to get a ticket sorted out from that fella? I was telling you to drop my message before. No, Liam, I didn't. I was going to leave it a little bit later on and see if I could get something towards the end of the season. So I'll message him after Christmas because I don't want to contact him. I don't want to waste his time. I want to make sure I have everything set up at my end, and then I'll contact him when I'm ready to pay and see what he has available. If there's nothing there, there's nothing there. But I do appreciate you putting me in touch with him. If anybody has any suggestions what else we could put in place of the massive, and he highlights massive, sub button, then Connor's always open to suggestions. Fabinho's the best DM in the world. I could keep reading that all day, I really could. DT is all show. He's not the worst, said Alan. Mate, you're entitled to your opinion. You may have watched them a lot more than I have. I don't know. I haven't given him that much time out of my life. It's just anything I've seen of him hasn't been very flattering. And when I don't want to talk about him anymore actually, sorry, I should move on. Craig, you're a top guy. Thank you, Darren. But look, I have my moments as well, pal. I tell you now, I have my moments. I can be a cranky, sarky, moody person to be around. My wife is an absolute angel. I don't know how she puts up with me from time to time. Alan O'Malley said, where are you from, Craig? What part of Dublin? I don't live in Dublin anymore, Alan, mate. I grew up in Shankill, South Dublin, as I'm sure you'll know if you're from Dublin, and I've moved down to Wexford now, to Gorey to be precise, in County Wexford. Happy Xmas, Man United and Everton, said Lars. What else have we got? Oh yes, another thing here. As you might have seen if you guys have been looking at Liverpool news today, Ben Woodburn has returned to Liverpool from his loan spell at Sheffield United because of an ankle injury. I don't know how long he'll be here for. I don't know if it's the end of his loan spell, but one thing is certain. That loan spell at Sheffield United has not worked out too well for young Ben Woodburn, and it's kind of got me thinking, what is his future at Liverpool? Where is his level? What level is he going to be at? Because when Ben Woodburn started breaking through, I mean, we thought he was the next Michael Owen. We thought he'd started playing for Wales. He'd done well in his internationals for Wales, and he looked like he was going to be a new rising young star. I'm not saying he's not going to make it. I mean, you have to be very careful with a young kid's development like that, and he has to have time, and there will be dips and there will be downs before there's ups. We've seen it in the past with other players. We've seen it with Joe Gomez, for example. But I don't know, there's something about this situation that has me a little bit worried, and I wonder if anybody else has seen or heard something around the Ben Woodburn situation that maybe I've missed, or what your thoughts are on young Ben Woodburn, because he seems a tremendous talent, and you don't want to see talent wasted. And you say you have Harry Wilson then at Derby County doing wonderfully well, and I'm still thinking to myself, well, will he quite make it at Liverpool? Will Jurgen Klopp really give him a chance? And he can't do much more than he's doing. And as I said, he's doing bits over there, scoring goals for them, scoring goals for Wales. And then, yeah, Ben Woodburn, it's tough. It's interesting. I thought he was going to be a massive hit. And I know he changed last minute. I think he was supposed to go to Aston Villa, if memory serves correct. And then he changed his mind, or the club changed their mind last minute, and he ended up going to Sheffield United, who are doing very well in the Championship. I mean, it's probably hard for him to break in, because the Sheffield United are flying in the Championship and have had a really good start to the season. Who am I talking about? I was talking about your man DT from Arsenal Fan TV, or AFTV, or whatever it's called now. Casey Tuber said, "Hi Craig, first time here from San Francisco, USA. Found out about this channel from your appearance on the United Stand. Love how awesome you manage the channel. A breath of fresh air." Casey, mate, thank you. And welcome from San Francisco. I want to get over to California someday and visit San Francisco. I want to go to Alcatraz in particular, but look, I'm sure you've heard that a lot. But thank you, mate, for coming and checking out the channel. I hope you subscribed. I hope you continue to come back. And welcome. It's great to have new people in. I used to box my nickname with Picasso. I was always on the canvas. I used to box. My nickname was Picasso. Sorry, I ruined your joke, mate. Sorry. Last time LFC won the league, I wasn't even born. This is their year. We're not allowed to say this is our year. That's the one phrase as a Liverpool fan you're not allowed to mutter. I actually have a feeling that Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain will be back very soon. When I say soon, I mean like February. Yeah, whatever we get out of Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain this season, we have to look at as a bonus, because it's been a tough year for the lad. He was flying last year. He was doing unbelievably well at Liverpool. He was putting in dynamic performances. He was scoring really big goals. And then, when he went out like that against Roma and he did his ACL, it's a long road back. But he's got great support from the fans and the club. And we're all really looking forward to him coming back. And whenever that is. But I don't want pressure to be put on him. It's a long road, so he'll come back bit by bit. I'd say it's fair for us to ride off this season, and anything that we get from him is a bonus. But he will be back, and he will be back as good as ever, because the guy he just seems to have it all. He's got a club behind him. He seems to have a good settled life with his girlfriend as well. Seems to be a great character. He's obviously great at pool, because he's absolutely annihilating Trent when he play pool. So yeah, lots to look forward to with Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. United are playing fine. They just have a problem with gravity. What else have we got? Oh, so Breadsticks said, "I've seen even more news about Christian Pulisic today. I would love him at Liverpool. He just screams Liverpool player." That account that you guys were telling me about before, what are they called? The Firm. Is that what the name is? I think it's The Firm on Twitter or something like that. I don't follow these people. But they put up something today about Christian Pulisic, or almost Liverpool ... Pulisic, something along those lines. So I don't know what that means. I don't know if they're trying to say he's coming to Liverpool. I don't know if they mean that you almost got him and you lost him. I don't know, but there was something there. Romelo's first touch said, "I'm shitting myself. Don't worry about Smalling and Jones or pocket Neymar and Mbappe." I mean, when it comes to Neymar, mate, I've been very honest and open about I don't rate the guy that much. He's capable of fantastic stuff. He's got unbelievable skill. But I think he spends too much time diving and rolling around. If I were you and I was a United fan looking at this game, I would be much more worried about Verratti. I'd be much more worried about Mbappe and even Cavani. But on PSG, while we're talking about PSG, there was some more rumours down the rounds, and I've seen somebody mention it a little bit further down in the chat. More links for Liverpool to Adrian Rabiot, the PSG midfielder. As we all know, his contract is up at the end of the year. I don't know if he'll be moving on in January or if they'll let it run down. But the rumours to Liverpool just don't seem to go away. I've always been fully convinced he'll end up at Barcelona or sign a new improved deal at PSG. But while he hasn't done either, the rumours just keep going. And we'll know more in January, because he can sign a pre-contract agreement in January with a club outside of France. So we'll know then if he's going to go to Liverpool, if he's going to go to Barca, or if he's going to run down his contract. But he's a player, if you got him on a free, and I know he'd be on a tremendous wage. It's no such thing as a free, really. We just say that kind of as fans, but if he came here, I'd be very happy to have him. But you kind of look at the midfield then and go, what? Who moves? Who goes on? Does Jordan Henderson perhaps move on? Does Adam Lallana move on? You can't move on Gini Wijnaldum because he's doing so well. Does James Milner perhaps go to Leeds and have one last year in the Premier League, or two maybe if Leeds get promoted? What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on the Rabiot links? Do you believe they're true? Have you seen them yourself? There's been a few more bits around today. Luke said, "My dad got me a present and it was a trip to Liverpool. It's a City game." Nice, Luke. That's going to be a good trip. Enjoy it, buddy. Enjoy it. Hang on, that's already happened. So you've already been to the game. Sorry, Luke. I'm lost, buddy. Sorry, my mind was wandering there for a sec. I forgot you had me already played them and drew 0-0. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, Luke, when you came over. Could have been worse though. I mean, you could have had the penalty, but Mahrez blasted it over the bar to give us a draw. Sorry, I apologise there, Luke, mate. My mind was elsewhere. I was wondering when I was going through the chat. When the likes of Salah, Firmino, etc., they just don't have the same quality to bring off the bench like Origi. He's decent, but nowhere near as Firmino. I don't know what that's in response to. I don't know if you're talking to somebody else there, buddy. Chris, they have world-class 11, but they don't have the best squad to do it. Roberto, mate, did you tell me your thoughts on the Atleti draw? I don't know if you did and I missed it. Apologies if I did. Ziyech just broke the record for the most key passes in one game. He had 9 key passes against Excelsior. Like, what the fuck? He's insane. Well, look, first thing, it's against Excelsior in the fucking Dutch league, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. And key passes, some of these stats these days that are used, they just baffle me. I mean, assists is one that I always debate, because what is an actual assist? And I'm sure there's a technical term for it. But sometimes an assist is just a long ball that somebody makes something else out of and scores a goal. Sometimes an assist is an actual assist. You know, you roll it across the box to somebody who taps it in, or you put in a brilliant cross. But key passes and other things like this, they baffle me. For me, the only thing that matters are goals, results, points, and looking at a player and seeing how well he played. And Ziyech is clearly doing very well, but I stand over the fact that I don't think he's good enough to play at a club like Liverpool. Craig, this is the only channel worth talking about. I'll leave that up to you, Stephen. That isn't possibly something that I could say, but I'm so happy that we hit 6k, because we thought we were going to do it yesterday, and then obviously we got banned from doing the watch along, so we couldn't do that. And then the whole day we were just thinking, shit, this was supposed to be our special day. And then today we've done it, so I'm delighted that we've hit 6k. And if you're watching and you haven't yet subscribed, guys, please do join the Anfield Agenda family here. All our content is free. Match day watch-alongs, nightly streams, some other bits and pieces as well, and we'll have a new podcast starting in January. Ajaria has indeed returned, John. Yeah, I've seen Stephen Gerrard mention something about him. I didn't get a chance to read it. Maybe you guys can catch me up on that one, but yeah, Gerrard mentioned something about Ajaria returning. What's my thoughts about Bayern? I think it's going to be 2 open, expansive, entertaining games of football, Amir. I think Liverpool will ultimately prevail over the 2 legs. The second leg being at the Allianz Arena is going to be difficult. I mean, it's always nicer to have the second leg at home, but with the first leg without Virgil van Dijk, I'd rather have him to bring over there than me. And yes, Darren, I did play for Bellevue Shankill, mate. I really did, yeah. I completely did. I played for them all the way through. I went and played Bushy Park Rangers. I played for Joe's and Sallynoggin at some point as well. But yeah, Bellevue Shankill was indeed my club. That is that. Spot on, mate. Adrian Rabiot has been linked with LFC. We've spoken about that one. Are you from that neck of the woods yourself, Darren, or did you Google that and come up with Bellevue Shankill? Woodburn is a Championship mid-Premier League club player, said Mossy Wassy. Craig, I'd love to see Curtis Jones start in the FA Cup. I'd have no problem with that, Stephen. No problem at all with him starting. And we spoke a few weeks ago about how well he did in pre-season and how well Nat Phillips did in pre-season as well. So yeah, no problem at all with Curtis Jones starting. Camacho as well. Are you going to the Bayern game? No, I don't think so, Scotty. Myself and Connor were flirting with the idea of going over to Bayern for the away leg. And look, we know we wouldn't get tickets, but we were thinking about going over there just for the laugh, flying over, maybe staying in Dortmund for the game, soaking up the atmosphere, filming a few bits, and if by some miracle we got a ticket, then great, go to the game. But we haven't decided either way yet. We're going to have a chat about it. What do you think about Kiana Hoover? Recently trained with the first team and is very, very young. He looks extremely promising, Harry, from the little bits and pieces I've read about him. I know he came in from Ajax. Is he a fullback? I believe he's a fullback. But is his future maybe at centre back? I don't know. A lot of people were calling for him to already get a chance at the first team. I can't say. I don't know enough about him. But as you said, he is very young. What is he, 16 years of age? But he's very highly thought of. And I know there were a lot of top European clubs looking at him. So for Liverpool to get him in, it says a lot about it. So pretty pleased he's here. But I've got to claim ignorance and say I don't really know that much about him. The firm is laughable, said Brian. All of those type of accounts, mate. Any of those ITK accounts, they're all chancers. There's a couple of people that know a few little bits and pieces on Twitter. I've always said I believe Graham Kelly gets some good information. Nothing is 100%. And Graham, of course, has got stuff wrong like anybody else has. But he's probably the only person who I'd listen to a little bit. or believe some of the stuff that he says, because I know he's not just on a wind up. I know he's not one of those arseholes that are just looking to wind people up. I think when he hears information or passes anything on, he's with the best intentions. But other than that, there's very few people when it comes to transfers and social media that I believe. Where are you from, pal? You sound Irish. I am, buddy. I'm from Dublin originally, live in Wexford now. Gorey, actually, to be precise, in County Wexford. Do you think we move Adam Lallana on in January, Craig, and bring somebody in to replace him? I think it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, Liam. I said in the summer I'd have probably moved Adam Lallana on then. No disrespect. Adam Lallana is a very good footballer, but I think when Adam Lallana came to Liverpool, and he had a couple of seasons where he was very important for us, I think now, but where we've progressed to, I think we've gone past Adam Lallana. And whilst I believe he's still a very capable player, maybe a top 6 club in the Premier League, not for us at this moment in time. I just think I can't see a chance for him to get back in, especially when Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain gets fit again. So regrettably, I would say yes, perhaps move him on, but respectfully, because I don't want to talk ill about the player, because he's given us all for Liverpool. Seems like a good lad, and I've nothing but fond things to say about him. Sorry guys, my mouth's a bit dry, I just have to have a drink. The dream is, by the way, for Diet Coke, or Diet Chav, sorry, or Adidas to come in and sponsor this stream. That is the dream. The firm is all BS. Sometimes, I don't know, it's just BS, but I want to believe what they're saying just so it makes me happy. That's what they're all about, Ferno. That's what all these ITK accounts are about. Even if the stories are nonsense, it gets you intrigued. And people want to know about transfers. Transfers are massive. Like, for instance, on here, we'll probably gain more subscribers during the 2 transfer windows than we will during the season. That's how much people love a transfer story. So there's a reason that you get all the clickbaity stuff from the media companies, the newspapers, these ITK accounts, because it works. People click on them, people want to read about a transfer, people want to read and click on a catchy headline. It is what it is. I mean, they do it because it works. It would have been a much easier way for us to grow this channel, by the way, or for us to grow, or me to grow my Twitter account, just to go full on ITK and take the abuse that comes your way when it's all nonsense, but just watch the numbers go up and up and up. But I couldn't do it. I just couldn't bring myself to do that. Can't wait to get my Michael Edwards tattoo, said Connor. You are digging such a hole for yourself, pal. I can't wait for this to happen. Liverpool win the league. At least I only have to grow a red mohawk, buddy. You have to go and get inked up, and it's going to be brilliant. PSG said that Rabiot will not play for them again. I think he'll go in January for a cheap fee. Wow. Did not see that, Ferno, mate. Thank you. Ferno's always great to me on Twitter, by the way. Always sends me links, always sends me stuff I love reading. So thank you for that one, pal. And always on here as well. You're always letting us know about little bits and pieces that we miss out on. So thank you, Ferno. You get Employee of the Week. Of course, top players are linked with us. We're the best team in the Premier League, said Tommy. Damn right, pal. Damn right we are. Henderson and Lallana would move on if Rabiot came in, said Christopher. Sam said Bayern, here we come. It's going to be great. It's going to be 2 very good games of football. That's one thing I think we can look forward to. Lewandowski. I love watching Lewandowski play. Even though I think he's waning a little bit where he used to be. And Arjen Robben as well. How many times have we all watched Robben cut inside on his left foot, beat 2 people and stick it in the top corner and say, how can nobody stop him? How can nobody stop him? But he just keeps doing it. It's like Salah as well last year. You know what he's going to do, but yet he just goes and does it anyway. It's madness. What current Liverpool player would you guys like, hypothetically, your daughter to marry? Easiest question you've ever asked me, mate. Easiest question. I thought as soon as I'd even finished reading the sentence, Andy Robertson, without a shadow of a doubt, because I know he's going to have a good head and shoulders. He's going to treat my daughter well. He's not a flashy git. Yeah, and he's got a good sensible head and his shoulders. So yeah, for me, good question though. And of course, anybody else who wants to answer that one, please do. But for me, it would be Andy Robertson, and it was very easy answer to give. And Andy, if you're watching, mate, I mean, she's only 14 now, so just give me 6 years. Give me 6 years. I know you've got a good partner. I'm not even sure if he's married or engaged, but you know, any Liverpool player, come, I'll introduce you to her. She's a lovely young lady. Wait till she hits the 20 though, because you're not talking to her till then. Shaqiri needs to start more. He's so underrated. I don't know if he is underrated, Sam. I just think he's so influential when he comes on with 20-25 minutes to go. He's a pain in the arse if you're a defender or if you're a midfielder of an opposition team and you're starting to get a little bit tired, and then you see this little superstar coming onto the field and he's just going to tear you a new asshole. He's going to run side to side, he's going to drag defenders all over the place, and he's going to just harass and annoy everybody. I think he's just one of those players, unfortunately, but he will get his chance. There's a long season ahead, lots of games coming up. I was so happy that James Milner got a full rest yesterday. It was nice to be able to rest him. It's a tough thing. Yeah, it was nice to be able to rest him against Man United. It sounds so over the top, but it was good that we were able to rest him. He deserved it. He's earned that rest. Roberto said, I think it'll be very tough, but I think we'll do it over 2 legs. We always find a way. It's going to be, it's one of those ties, Roberto, that as I said earlier on, I think it's going to be a battle of attrition. 2 teams that can defend magnificently well, that can attack when they need to, but attack cleverly and not leave themselves exposed. And I'm very, very intrigued to see how this one goes. Oh, by the way, sorry if anyone doesn't know what I was talking about there. Roberto is a Juventus fan, so I was talking about Juventus against Atletico Madrid. VVD and Gini made the Dutch good again. There's a few more players, but yeah, I mean, and how good is it that they're both Reds? Fantastic. Congratulations on 6k. Thank you very much, Amir. That means a lot. This and Redmen TV are the 2 best channels. That's really kind of you to say. I mean, even putting us in the same sentence as a channel that's as established as Redmen are, that means a lot. So thank you very much. I got a stiffy without Viagra when Shaqiri scored. Even and Craig said Michael Marnie, mate. You're probably not the only one, buddy. I'll be honest. And how I have to. I'm stuttering here because I'm so excited. I'm trying to get the words out. How nice was it that it took a bit of a shitty little deflection on both goals? That made it extra special for me because it just annoys the opposition that little bit more. I've obviously sticking at top bins would have been nice, but the little deflection just to make sure it was a little bit shitty, that helped me a lot anyway. I will get a crack con tattoo over my buttocks if we don't beat Bayern. You're missing the bit in the middle. It's an I in the middle, mate, not an O. So, Rod, we're going to have to work out a different way for you to get the crack on tattoo. The best thing about yesterday is that we changed our midfield completely after Napoli and still played with the same intensity and control. Shows a lot about our depth and Mike. Mike, are you the same Mike from Twitter, by the way? I always meant to ask that. If you are, mate, hello and welcome. But yes, you're right, it was great. And when I seen the midfield trio yesterday, I said to Connor, that's exactly the midfield I would have wanted to see. To see Fabinho, to see Keita, to see Gini, and to see Klopp trust Keita and Fabinho in such a big game was a ringing endorsement. And people were wondering if Klopp really did believe in Fabinho. And there was all those nonsense stories about Fabinho wanting out and wanting to go to PSG and all this nonsense. Well, you've seen yesterday in one of the biggest games of the season, one of the games that means the most to Liverpool fans, Klopp gave the nod to Fabinho and he gave the nod to Gini Wijnaldum and he gave the nod to Naby Keita over his captain. That's how much he must trust these guys. So fantastic to see him do it. Great midfield performance by the 3 of them yesterday. And how great is it being a Red at this moment in time? It is damn good. And the midfield that we have, it might not on paper look the most sexy. I mean, just go through the names. Jordan Henderson, James Milner, Gini Wijnaldum, Fabinho, Shaqiri, who am I missing here? Keita. They don't sound like the sexiest names in the world. I mean, they don't sound like the most desirable midfielder. Some of them when you're talking about Milner, for instance, when you're talking about Jordan Henderson. But they're good, honest, hard-working pros that have a good mix between them of determination, skill, tremendous athleticism, an unbelievable engine on most of those players as well. And it's something you see a lot from a Jurgen Klopp player. He likes a mix of good skillful players, good athletic players, and players that can play in a few positions. Craig, I played for Cabinteely and Wayside Celtic. Mighty lad, nice one. Yeah, Wayside were just up the road from where I grew up. Obviously up in Kilternan there, well, just past Kilternan. Yeah, it's where I grew up, so I watched Wayside play quite a lot as well. Not so much so Cabinteely, I have to be honest. When I was playing football, Cabinteely were in a lower standard of division in the youth levels now. I know they're a League of Ireland club, well, a League 1 club in League of Ireland, but yeah, they've come a long way as a club. Would that not make Andy Robertson a nonce? I was very careful to say in 6 years, Connor. I was very careful to put that bit in. Jay said, also transfer articles get massive hits despite being so basic. Always better numbers than some articles which take so much more time and effort. I get where you're coming from, Jay. So I often say to Connor, you see some of the tweets that do well on Twitter and they're just random and there's just no point to them. And then you see other things that people have obviously carved out a really good thread with loads of information, fact checking, stuff that's taken them hours to do, and it does nothing. It does very little numbers. It's mad how society works and how social media works. You know, when pages make grammatical errors, they must be legit, said Connor. Must be. Connor is a Nazi for grammar, by the way. An absolute Nazi for it. It's great now at Liverpool. We have the best Scottish player, the best Dutch player, said Ronnie. We're so blessed to have the players that we have at the club at the minute. It's amazing. Jay said, when I was on Anfield Index, I hosted a podcast series called The Committee. It was all about transfer targets. Only did it for a few months, but did it well. When I was on there, Jace, I used to do the Writers podcast. So we used to go through the articles that other people had written, give our thoughts on them and stuff. And it was good. It was fun. But that's kind of what made me want to start my own thing. I was always a little bit respectful when I was on there because I wanted to, not say things that would perhaps get the channel in trouble, because Gags works so hard on Anfield Index, Nina works so hard, as does everybody else over there. So I never wanted to give my real opinions on stuff, because I'm not talking about the articles, I mean about Liverpool in general, or about other people, and not the people that work there, but just other people, other football managers or whatever. So I wanted to start my own thing, and that's kind of what made me do it, because I remember being on there and talking on podcasts, and it was good fun going back and forth, but I always held back a little bit because I wanted to be respectful to Gags. I didn't want to get him in trouble, and I knew if I did my own thing I could say what I wanted and I didn't have to think about it. But that's where I met Jace anyway. That's where I first came across Jace Roberts, was on when he worked with Anfield Index, or he did stuff with Anfield Index. Then I started doing some writing with Anfield Index, then some podcasts, and yeah, that's where I kind of cut my teeth in podcasts. Right, where else we got? Eganito said that Bayern team is mostly acting players and see us winning ties in the first leg. If you could have one player in January, who would it be? Interesting. One player. Does it matter about the transfer fee? I know we're being realistic here. I'm going to pick somebody that I think has been linked with us. I'd probably say somebody that none of you would be expecting me to say, but it would be at the caveat that if he was brought in, then the background checks would have been done. But I wouldn't mind Ousmane Dembele. I know I want Christian Pulisic, and I've said that over and over and over again. But the only two reasons that I always said no to Dembele was his attitude, which I wasn't sure of, and the price tag, because there's no way Liverpool are going to give Barcelona, or would give Barcelona back what they paid for him. So if those two things, if Klopp was happy with his attitude and the transfer fee was reasonable, then I'd probably take Dembele, because I think he could do amazingly well and he could be a superstar in the right hands if he had the right attitude. But other than that, wouldn't mind Fekir, love Pulisic, a utility fullback, possibly a centre back, but I think that could wait till the summer. What else do we need? I think that's about it, really, buddy, from my point of view. But of course, this isn't just about my point of view. I want to know your point of view. I want to know what your thoughts are. So who would you guys bring in January? Who is that one player that you're hoping for? October said, my future daughter can marry Leo Gerrard, future captain of Liverpool. Wouldn't pick any of them. My daughter'd never get married, said Christopher. There you go. Pal, unfortunately, I used to think the same way, but unfortunately we have to kind of give them a little bit of leeway as they get older. My daughter's 14 now, she's 15 next May, and I am scared witless, pal, I'm not going to lie. The next comment, by the way, if you've got kids or anything around, you might want to cover their ears. When you've got a son, Christopher, you've only got one penis to worry about. And you've got a daughter, mate, you've got to worry about every single fucking penis in the world. That's the sad part. Having daughter is a wonderful thing. Daddy's little girl and all that stuff. I mean, my daughter has me wrapped around her finger. But yeah, it's a scary time being a dad. It's fucking scary. Shaqiri is our super sub. He really is. This is what I'll give to the troll, said Luke. 2 fuck yous. Well, actually, technically it's an up yours, mate, isn't it? I think that's what they are. Sam said, to be honest, right now I would start Shaqiri over Mane, especially after that performance. At least give him a chance. Rabiot rejected Spurs. Do you think we need him? No, is the answer to that. I don't think we need him, but I think when a player like him becomes available and shows an interest in coming to your club, you'd have to entertain it. Because no matter who you have at a football club, I'm somebody that believes if there's an opportunity to upgrade any position and it's doable, then you should be looking to do it. I don't believe in showing much sentimentality in football. And if you ask me, do I think Rabiot is better than Jordan Henderson? Then I'm going to say yes. Do I think Rabiot is better than Lallana? Different positions and all, I know. Yes. I would rather have Rabiot in there. And I rate Jordan Henderson. I don't, and I keep saying this, I'm not a Hendo hater, but I would have him in the lower half of our midfielders. So, yeah, I would take him, but I don't think we need him. I think Atletico versus Juve will end 0-0 and 0-0. A penalty at the end. That's what Connor thinks as well, Lars. It has 0-0 wrote all over it in both legs. Spurs against Dortmund. That's a very interesting game of football, isn't it? They were in the same group last year, but Dortmund have come on a long way since then. And it's going to be two brilliant ties as well. Two really good games to watch. I'm just looking at the fixture, so I'll go through them just in case anybody missed where they were. So the first legs and the second legs. So for February the 12th, it's Manchester United against PSG and Roma versus Porto. Both those games, I think, kicking off at 8 o'clock, though I could be wrong. Wednesday, February the 13th, it's Spurs against Dortmund and Ajax against Real Madrid. Then the following week, on Tuesday, February the 19th, it's Lyon against Barcelona and Liverpool against Bayern Munich. Wednesday, February the 20th, Schalke versus Manchester City and Atletico Madrid versus Juventus. And then the second leg start on Tuesday, March the 5th. Borussia Dortmund are at home to Spurs, so Spurs would want to be taking the league over to that one. Real Madrid against Ajax. Wednesday, March the 6th. Paris Saint-Germain play the return leg against Manchester United and Porto versus Roma. Tuesday, March the 12th sees Manchester City play Schalke and Juventus against Atletico. And then the final match day for the last 16 on Wednesday, March the 13th sees Barcelona against Lyon and of course Bayern Munich against Liverpool. There's some really good ties there. I'm looking forward to watching some games that Liverpool aren't playing in, and usually I don't watch too many. But yeah, it's going to be good. There's some good ties there. United, PSG. You'd have to probably fancy PSG there in all honesty. Roma versus Porto. That for me is up in the air. Because Roma aren't as strong as they were last year. Things aren't going well at the minute for their manager. So for me, I'm going to call that one a 50-50. Spurs Dortmund. Oh, God. That's another tough one to call. I can see an argument for both of them. Dortmund have that youth, that energy, that petulance of youth, if you want. Spurs have a really good squad, a really well managed team, a team that knows their jobs, a goal scorer, a little bit of magic in Eriksen. That's a really tough one to call. Over two legs, with the second leg being in Dortmund, I'd probably just edge towards Dortmund for that one. Ajax against Real Madrid. It'll be entertaining. Ajax will put up a good fight, but I think Madrid will be too strong for them. Lyon against Barcelona will be straightforward. Barcelona will get through that one easily enough. And then, of course, Liverpool against Bayern Munich. That's, for us, I think we're going to get through, but it's going to be two good, entertaining games of football. After that, I hope we get Barcelona in the quarterfinals, so we beat them. Then I hope we get Real Madrid in the semi-finals, we beat them. Then I hope we get Manchester City in the final, and of course beat them as well. And then of course go on to win the league. That's how deluded I am at this moment in time. I don't care about the deflection. We were by far the better team, which we were. Craig, Man City's accountants have said that they sold 120,000 tickets for the Schalke game, plus 50,000 more advance orders for hot dogs. True story, Stephen, true story. Dortmund versus Liverpool in the quarters or semis, said Mossy. We need a proper striker or a world class 10 right now. We're only one man for this job. Nabil Fekir, said Sam. There hasn't been much on him to Liverpool lately, that I've seen anyway. But I think whatever's done is done. I think the club have whatever move it's going to be wrapped up already, and that we'll see it happen very early in January, if it happens. I mean, there may well be nothing happening. Brian Morrissey said Isco was finished at Real Madrid. He's fallen out with people in charge, and most importantly, Sergio Ramos. He'll definitely be leaving next summer. See, this is what I don't get about Real Madrid. I looked at it last season. There was a bit of a falling out, I think, between Cristiano Ronaldo and Gareth Bale. and the club seemed to be backing Ronaldo a bit, and I wondered why, because Ronaldo was an amazing player, don't get me wrong, but coming to the end of his days, so I would have probably backed Bale, there being the club, because Bale had a bit more of a future. And in this situation with Isco and Ramos, I would fully back Isco, because Isco has the future ahead of him. He's got 7 or 8 years to go, whereas Ramos, what, a year, 2 max? And Pepe had his contract with, was it Besiktas? Is that where he was? Cancelled as well because they had financial difficulties or something. Ajax to hammer Madrid and kick the crap out of them. I can't see it happening really. The Raptors in the house. How are you, sir? Raptor, great to have you in, buddy. Sorry, I've just got to tweet something here. Connor sent me a message. I've just got to tweet something from the Anfield Agenda account, or he'll kick my ass. So bear with me 2 seconds. Okay, apologies guys, this is just my slow ass big fat fingers trying to do something. There we go. Cool. Right, I'm back. Hi Uncle Raptor, said Rod. It's been a while, buddy, we missed you. Oh, and a couple of more people have asked me about Daz. I sent Daz a message yesterday on WhatsApp. I haven't heard back from him yet. I've seen that he read the message, so if I hear back from him and he's okay, or I hear anything from him, I will of course let you guys know, unless of course it's something that Daz wants to keep to himself, or something he doesn't want me to say. But if I hear from him, I'll certainly let everybody know, because I know there's a lot of people asking about him. A lot of people like Daz. I love Daz myself, and YouTube is the worst place for not having On The Bench LFC running. It might be competition to us, it might take viewers away from us, but you know what, I like Daz. I've lots of time for the guy. And I miss him. I miss not watching some of his streams as well. What else have we got? I'm just looking at a few more things just in case I missed anything in my notes. Oh yeah, there was a couple of rearranged games as well that I want to tell you guys about, just in case any of you are travelling to them, or anyone is thinking of booking flights or anything over for the games. So the Reds away game against West Ham will now kick off at 8 o'clock on Monday, February the 4th. Sky Sports have chosen to televise that game, which is why it was moved. So just to reiterate, Liverpool's game away against West Ham is now at 8 PM on Monday, February the 4th. I think if either of the teams get to 4th round FA Cup replay, that might change again. And Liverpool's meeting with Manchester United at Old Trafford has also been rearranged for Sunday, February 24th, and it's kicking off at 2:05. Again, that one's going to be shown on Sky Sports. So once again, Liverpool's game away against Manchester United has been moved to Sunday, February 24th at 2 PM because Sky Sports have chosen to show the game. So there you go. Let's put LSD into the water. That one just caught my eye. Tommy, let's put LSD into the water. The things you guys come up with in the chat, you're lunatics. The Discord group, AS Empire, has put it in there if anybody wants to join the Discord group. And I keep saying this, but it really is a great group of people on there. So if you haven't yet joined, and you have to get the app, I think you need to get the app. Really straightforward though. It's on the Google Store. I don't know what's the Android one called these days. I'm an Apple user, so it's I don't know. Is it the Play Store or whatever the fuck it's called? It's on there. It's on the iTunes as well. So really straightforward, really easy to get. I sound like such an old man when I'm trying to describe these things. Sometimes I watch the streams back and I just go, "Oh, you absolute idiot." And guys, look, one more shout out. If you haven't yet subscribed and you're watching, please do hit that subscribe button. And of course, drop a like on the stream as well. Our streams are doing great lately. Every single one that we've doing. Every single one that we're doing has gone over 1,000 views, which is brilliant. Means a lot to us. So thank you for watching. Thank you for all your support. We've still got about 20 minutes to go on tonight's stream. So of course, if there's something else you want to have a chat about, please put it in. Daz always streamed just after I came back from school and life was good, said Ferno. Yeah, look, Daz is a top bloke. And he really loved the subscribers as well. He always had time for everybody. He'd do very long streams as well. He was like the opposite of me to an extent. He was so laid back and calm and friendly, and not that I don't think I'm friendly, but I just like the guy. How could you not like him? He was just a very, very honest, down to earth fella. And I don't know why he's not streaming anymore, and I hope he comes back. But if you're watching Daz by some miracle, mate, we miss you, pal. Are you satisfied with the performance of Mane, Salah, Firmino, or does Liverpool need another striker? No, I'm very satisfied with the performance of all three, but I still think we need another forward because of rotation and just to give the players a rest, because it's a long old season. and I don't think Origi is up to the task. Sturridge, yes, he's a good player, but you always have that niggling doubt at the back of your mind about injury. And other than that, we're really short up there. Shaqiri can cover a course as well. We've got young Ryan Brewster coming through, but I wouldn't mind another one coming in, Amir. But I'm very happy with the three of them. I wouldn't change any of them for the world. I love the three guys. Revenite, good night, buddy. I've seen somebody saying you were heading off there, so good night, pal. And Kev has put the Instagram group in as well, if anybody wants to give that a follow. If you're on Instagram, you just want to search for us, it's Anfield Agenda. Really straightforward. Stephen said, please guys, watch any ads to the end so that the guys get paid for the ads. Yeah, that is something actually. If you do, I used to always think that once you watch, the 5 or 10 seconds and then it lets you skip, that they got paid. You actually don't. So if the ads pop up and you have 30 seconds or whatever it is, please do watch the ad, because that's what actually gets us paid for the ads. We don't get paid for once anyone skips. So yeah, if you want to help us out a little bit and you can't do it financially or whatever, you can't do it via super chat, then just watch the ad. That will really help us out. Anyone buying the all black kit? Somebody mentioned yesterday, Dirty Girl, that they were buying it, or they had bought it. Not for me. I don't think it's nice. It's the Play Store. Thank you, Connor. Watch all the ads. It really makes a difference, says Brian, and it does. It does, because that's where we get the kind of advertising money and stuff like that from. And of course, super chats is great as well. I mean, we got one earlier on, which means the world to us. So thank you for that one. It was Sean Lunt actually. Thank you, Sean, for that one. Sometimes you watch some of the channels of the bigger channels, and even the United Stand to an extent, because they're quite big, and you just see the chat going so fast and the super chats just going bing 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 bing, and you're just thinking, Jesus Christ, how much money are these lads making? Man locks himself in a car to prove that babies and dogs are weak. I've no idea what the hell you're talking about, mate. What is that about? Man locks himself in a car to prove that babies and dogs are weak. I've lost it. 17 more likes to go, guys. We can do it, said Colin. Of course we can. I take it that means that we get 100. So yeah, if you're watching, do drop a like on the stream, and of course subscribe as well. Craig, would you take Peter Reid over Naby Keita? Back in the day, he was before my time, but apparently he was a very good footballer, Gareth. And I know you do like to look back to the old school players. I do like, even though Peter Reid played for you lot and all, he seems like a decent fella. Look at my first comment, it's pretty long. I can't scroll back up, Luke. I'll lose my place in the chat. So just copy and paste it, mate, and stick it in again and I'll read it. Fun fact, Gorbachev has a bunny tattoo on his head, said Rod. 1,000 views because Connor keeps opening it repeatedly. I was going to go mad at you there, John, for using 2 N's. It's so funny because the surname Connor has 2 N's, but the Christian name Connor just has the 1, so it's just CONOR. I was a mod in Daz's stream and always spoke to him on Twitter about Liverpool and life. I think you used to say to us, Ferno, I think, I could be wrong, that you're basically just here because Daz wasn't streaming, and that as soon as Daz came on you were going to fuck off anyway. I think that was you. Somebody else said it to us as well. Mexican Jono, as we used to call him, used to say something similar. Watching because of Mark Goldbridge. Well, if he got you here, mate, thank you. I'm glad you're here, and thank you for Mark as well for bringing you over, so thank you. I hope you're enjoying it, and welcome. And anybody wondering about Mark Goldbridge, actually, because a couple of people have said, I thought he was on tonight's show. He was. We just did it a little bit earlier on. We did a stream from about 9:45 till about 10:10. So if when we're finished this stream you want to go back and watch that, it'll be there in our videos. Ferno, I think Daz might be your Origi number 2. You're very fond of the guy. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, but is he your YouTube Origi? Daz the legend, hope he's back soon. You're both doing great work, said Liam. Thank you. Yeah, I hope Daz is back as well. He's a top lad. Kieran said Mark Goldbridge has let himself go. United have made him bald and become a Liverpool fan. I don't know if that's an attempt at trolling me or whatever. I don't know. I mean, if it is, it's piss poor. I'm sure you can do better. Lazy Demonetization says you only get ads when you go onto the stream. I'm more afraid of Wolves than I was against United, said Colin. I don't know about this Friday night football, mate. I don't know how I feel about it yet. I like it when it's not us, but Liverpool playing on a Friday night kind of makes the weekend a little bit longer, I feel. And it's great. If you get the result on Friday night, it puts the pressure straight back onto the other teams. It's going to be interesting. Friday night, 8 o'clock. I'd say the atmosphere, a few scoops for the people before they go into the game and that. I'd say Molyneux's going to be rocking. But again, I fancy us to get the 3 points. But it'll be a tough game. It really will. Rod said, I can't watch ads. I've got YouTube Red. Am I still contributing? I haven't got a clue, Rod. Honestly, that's a Connor question. Connor said, yes, mate, we can get a bit of money depending on how many YouTube Red accounts watch our videos, I believe. There you go. This is why Connor's here, because I couldn't answer that question because I wouldn't have a clue. For small channels, I watch ads, but for big channels, I don't bother, so they don't need it, said Mossy. Super Chat won't go through for me. Tried linking it to my PayPal account. Again, Kev, mate, that's a Connor question, buddy. I haven't got a clue why it won't work. But again, don't put yourself out, buddy. It's not the end of the world. I saw a 100 on a Super Chat and I thought it was £100, and then it was some random currency I've never seen before. That happened to us the other day. Somebody put through 20 and I thought, oh my god, somebody's just sent us 20 quid on a Super Chat. Jesus Christ. But it was 20 Norwegian krona, I think, which, you know, don't get me wrong, I've no idea how much that's worth, but I appreciate anybody taking the time to help us out with a Super Chat. But yeah, when I seen the 20, I was like, ooh, 20. Hope everyone's alright. Had a long day packing my flat and I'm moving into my new place tomorrow, said G.I. Jose. Well, one mate, look, firstly, I know you can't take your dog with you, so I know that's a little bit sad, but I wish you well in your new place, mate. I hope it brings you many, many, many months or years of happiness, and it'll be great to be in there before Christmas. And it'll be a bit of excitement for your daughter as well. So yeah, so best wishes, pal. Hope the move goes well for you. Peter Reid was a little animal. Dynamo in midfield, said Tommy. Rabiot won't sign the new contract at PSG. They want him at Liverpool. We spoke a little bit about this earlier on in the stream. He's one of those players that I think when he becomes available, you have to entertain it, particularly if he wants to come to the club. He's not somebody we really need, but if Rabiot has shown an interest, he's an upgrade on some of the players we have. So yeah, I'd love him, but I think there's other positions we need beforehand. But if he wants to come, I'd happily have him. What part of Ireland are you from? My dad was born in Galway. Don't know where Galway is. I don't know if he just mispronounced or if it's supposed to say Galway. Is it Galway? It could be either Gorey or Galway. But either way, I'm originally from Dublin and I live in Wexford now, County Wexford, which is about, where I live is about an hour away from where I grew up in Dublin. Like many other people, I moved out from Dublin because, you know, rents and stuff are ridiculously expensive in Dublin, so you have to move out into the suburbs. Fair enough, pal, good night. You're having a shower, good night, mate. To be fair, Tagarki did stand up and be counted, said the Raptor. Look, he came on, he was a man of his word. As I said, if it was me the other way around, I would have came on, I would have followed through as well, but I wouldn't have been looking forward to it. It would have been a shit one to come on, and fair play to him. I respect him for coming on. And it was nice of him to reach out to me as well on Twitter to invite me onto his channel the other day for a preview of the game. So I'm not going to lie, it helped us out a good bit. We got some subscribers from it. We've got some new people to know about the channel. And do you know what? Yesterday, when we had the trouble with our account, and excuse me if I seem to be swallowing a lot, by the way, I still have a bit of a head cold. When we had the trouble with our account, he was streaming live and he was trying to help us out at the same time via messages, and he was letting people know for us that we couldn't do a watch along of the game. So, you know, you like to tip your hat where necessary and say well done and fair play. The first time I ever watched was the Crystal Palace game, and from then you became my favourite. Keep going and watch you all the way. Come on, you motherfucking Reds. Thank you very much. Up the motherfucking Reds is definitely something we've got to put on a t-shirt, as well as fuck 'em. That's another thing I think we need to do with merch. Craig, would you take Maddison from Leicester? 100%. 100%. I only said this to somebody, I think about 2 months ago. He was linked to Liverpool, and then he had an injury the end of the season for Norwich last year. I don't remember what the injury was, but I remember he picked up an injury. And then all of a sudden our interest in him started to cool, or the rumours around us being interested in him. But Leicester bit the bullet and they went and bought him, and I think they've got themselves a very, very good footballer that will go on to do a lot of good things in his career. So yeah, I would definitely take him. I'd probably rather he was left wherever he is at Leicester for another year or so to develop, but he seems like one hell of a good footballer. I don't like to overhype English players because they're already overhyped enough, but he does seem like a top player. Craig, when do you and Connor plan on doing a watch along together again? I know Sunday was a bit shit. I don't know. I suppose it's up to Connor, mate. Whenever Connor can get up. It was so bad for him. He drove 50 fucking miles yesterday, about an hour and a half, to come up to do that watch along, and then for what happened. It was shitty, but we'll probably do a few more of them together. Connor is around a bit more now at Christmas, so yeah, I'd say we'll probably do a few more of them. Who is Daz? He is a gentleman that runs a Twitter account called On The Bench LFC. Very, very good account. He hasn't streamed for the last couple of months though. I don't know why. Whatever reason. I mean, people have their own reasons, but yeah, that's who he is anyway. Top fella. I'm with YouTube Premium. Do you ever see that? Faller? Oh, I think you mean dollar. I don't know. Again, another Connor question. What are your starting 11 for the Wolves game on Friday? Can see him making a few changes because the fixture list is crazy. Yeah, it's a tough question, Liam. Starting 11. You'll probably see Hendo come back in. You'll probably see Milner come back in. But I'd like to see Fabinho keep his place. So maybe a midfield trio of Henderson, Fabinho and Milner. Not the sexiest midfield in the world. Then for the front three, I'd play Shaqiri and I'd rest one of the other three. Who would I rest? I'd probably rest Salah actually. I'd probably give him a break. So I'd probably play Firmino, Mane and Shaqiri up top. And then the back four, probably have to keep it the same if I'm being honest. What about you, Liam? What team would you go for? Now I might change my mind as the week goes on. Maybe somebody comes back from injury. Maybe somebody picks up an injury. But off the top of my head, that's kind of where I am with that one. I'll shave the back of my head and get a Salah face tattoo on the back of my head and grow some black hair and a beard if we win the league. Defo, says Rod. A lot of people making a lot of big fucking promises if we win this league. And I'm going to follow up on each and every one of you. If you need a tattoo consultant, Rod said he's your man. I will also act as a tattoo consultant. I will also I'll put Connor in touch with somebody if he's getting his tattoo. Although his dad will probably kill me, so I just have to make sure that everything's okay from that aspect. Madison would be perfect, Craig, said Quiet Man. United fan watching because of Mark, said Sam. Thank you, Mark. Well, I hope you may have come over because of Mark, and I know you're a United fan, mate, but I hope you come back, give us a try again. We're very Liverpool biased, obviously, but we do talk a little bit of sense from time to time. And welcome, Sam, said Colin as well. That's one thing you'll get in here, buddy. If you're nice and you seem to be, and you're respectful and you're fun, you'll get on with the people in our chat because they're really good people. James Madison Breadsticks, yeah, that's the guy he's on about. Here, respect to Mark for showing up, respect to him for that, said G.I. Jose. Absolutely. Ballymena, Northern Ireland, Craig. Depressed with it all, to be fair. Great channel, glad I found it. Ronnie, I'm with you, pal. I've spoken time and time again about how I love living in Ireland, how I love living where I live, but when the winter time comes in, my mental health really suffers. I really go downhill in the winter, so I'm looking long term to move the family over to sunnier climes. So I'm hoping Florida, Texas, maybe Florida, Texas, possibly Australia or New Zealand, but that's a real push. I'd say realistically you're probably looking at Austin in Texas or Florida, but that is the goal. But for that to happen, loads of things have to fall into place. I have to get stuff sorted out, medical care and stuff for my son Lucas. I have to get schooling for the kids. Obviously you have to get a visa and a job, but you never know, YouTube could take off. Imagine being able to say you're a full-time YouTuber. That would be crazy, particularly at my age. I said this to Connor the other day. I said, like, am I too old for this shit, Connor? I mean, I'm 37 years of age. You can't be a YouTuber at 37, can you? That's, I don't know, I just see it as a young person's game. I think your camera is slightly out of focus. Maybe refocus it. I don't know, does it look okay? I'll refocus it now. Apologies for everyone that this is going to happen. There you go. I hope that worked. I don't know. Sorry for everyone for putting my hand over the camera there. What do you think of yesterday's match, said Mossy Wassy. What's Connor saying thank you for? Did I miss something? Oh, I don't think I did. I can't go back anyway. Liam's team is Alisson, Milner, Van Dijk, Lovren, Robbo, Fabinho, Hendo, Shaqiri, Mo, Bobby, Mane. That's what I'd go with. Alisson, Milner. Yeah, looks perfectly good team, mate. I mean, to be fair, whatever we go with, we should be getting the job done, because the squad that we have should be capable of going almost anywhere and getting a result. Adrian Rabiot has been excluded from playing matches for the PSG first team as contract talks break down, says GFFN. This is probably fake. Remember GFFN with the Fabinho stuff. I don't know. You're not the first person that mentioned that tonight, Louis. I think Ferno mentioned it earlier on, but yeah, interesting stuff. What part of Ireland do you live in? Wexford, Kyle? You can't be drunk anywhere really. It's because of the blood thing. Effect as it goes. Maybe Sweden, Craig. We brew some beer. I don't drink, Lars, so that wouldn't appeal to me at all, buddy. I'm not a drinker. And Sweden's fucking cold as well, buddy. I need sunshine. Where else we got? You should move to Russia. Pass. That would be far too fucking cold. Russia, oh Jesus, can you imagine me in Russia? No, thank you. Far too cold. Are you happy with the Klein comeback? Sort of an unsung hero. 100% better than Moreno. He was brilliant, Bjorn. I was so surprised at how well Nathaniel Klein played. I wasn't expecting him to come back from such a long time out and put in that calibre of performance. Yeah, so absolutely 100%. Brilliant player. You have to give it to him. He is a quality fullback. You might not get as much out of him going forward as you might of somebody like Trent, but he is solid, he's dependable, and you'll always get a good game out of him. So yeah, very pleased with him. Fair dues, Craig. Hope it all happens for you. I'm actually going through depression, but on here and the Reds win helps a lot. Ronnie, mate, thank you firstly for being open about your battle with depression. It helps when all of us are open and speak openly about it, because there shouldn't be any stigma attached to it, pal. It's just an illness like anything else. So firstly, I hope that your depression clears up. I hope you're getting some help, whether that be medicinal or you're getting counselling or talking to a GP. If you can't, if you're not, then I my recommendation, of course, would be to go and do so. But I can understand the nice part as well about the Reds winning, and thankfully, you said being on here helps, which is great to hear. But thank you, firstly, mate, because lots of people are open and honest in here, and if we all keep doing it, and we're all open and honest, and there's nothing to be ashamed about. Mental health can touch any of us at any stage in our lives. I mean, it touched the fucking heavyweight champ of the world. Tyson Fury had his own battles with depression, so nothing for any of us to be worried about or to be ashamed of talking about. Come on, you're only 37, said Keith. I don't know if that means, come on, you're only 37, like you think I'm older, or if that's, come on, of course you could be a YouTuber, you're only 37. I'm hoping it's the second one, Keith. Just put on FIFA and started a career mode with Liverpool. Get an email saying support Sean Cox. That's very classy from EA. That's a really, really nice thing, actually. Fair play to them. That is class. And Connor gave me a bit of news on Sean Cox earlier on. Apparently he's been able to eat for the first time, which is, every little step on his road to recovery is a milestone for his family, so that's brilliant to hear. And obviously we send our best wishes to Sean and his family, and hope that his recovery, I hope he recovers as much as he possibly can. Yeah, what he went through, I don't wish it on anybody, and I think what touched most of us is it could have been anyone. It could have been any single father or brother or friend or lady even that was just there minding their own business, watching the game, and his life, in an instant, his life was changed forever. So classy gesture there from FIFA and EA. Would you start Shaqiri or Naby on Friday against Wolves? I would start Shaqiri. I'd give one of the front three a rest here. I would probably rest Mo, because I think he's played a lot. Naby, probably not, because I think Henderson and Milner had a rest, but that's the only reason why. And I like Fabinho to keep his place. But I mean, you'll never get any argument for starting Naby from me, because I'm a massive Naby Keita fan. Age is no barrier. People in their 80s are doing stuff on social media. You can see our god Putin, said Lazy Demonetization. I know my father and mother-in-law went to St. Petersburg last year and said it was absolutely beautiful, and recommended that we go there at some point, but I couldn't live in Russia. It would just be too cold. Would you take anybody in January? If so, who? A wide forward, a number 10, maybe Fekir, Pulisic, Dembele if the price was reasonable and his attitude could be sorted out. Rabiot, if that's a move that could be done as well, would be somebody I'd like to see. A utility fullback, I don't know who though, that's the only problem. Right guys, I am going to call it a night. It's been a long night so far. I've been on since about 9:45 between the two streams. And again, thank you to Mark for coming on earlier on. Mark Goldbridge, of course, from the United Stand. Thank you to you guys, and thank you to everyone that's subscribed, because we've hit 6,000 subscribers. Before you guys head off, if you can do me one quick favour and just hit the like button on the stream, that would mean a lot to us. And again, if you get any ads that pop up, try and watch them through for us, because as well as the super chats and stuff, that is another way that we can make a little bit of money on the channel, so thank you for that one. And of course, look, I'll be back tomorrow night at the same time when I don't know what we'll be talking about, because God knows what will happen over the next 24 hours. But thank you to each and every one of you. I hope all your families are keeping well over this festive period. Happy Christmas to you all. I know it's a little bit early, but I mightn't see some of you before then. And as always, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, don't forget to hit the like button, and up the motherfucking Reds.